Welcome back, all you downhill jammers, to another episode of Video Game World Tours, a series where we slow down and soak in a game's environment. Today's tour takes us back to the original Tony Hawk's Pro Skater as we cover the rest of the levels in the game. If you didn't see the first video, don't worry, you can check it out after this one. You aren't missing any important plot details by skipping to part 2 here, I promise. The first stage we're going to look at is Skate Park. Appropriately named, right? This is the game's first competition level, and it's pretty small. Among the smallest in the game. It's interesting how some stages have such big play spaces, with a lot of areas that won't see much player usage. And then there's the small stages that are so compact, and everything feels meaningful. Like, part of my whole thing with this series is trying to find spots that fly under the radar of most players. But this stage is so small, you're forced to interact with every aspect of it. Though I guess one thing every stage has are session spots. Since competitions are all about scoring points, this stage has a lot of places that are really good for building up score. And something I didn't even really think about until my most recent replay is that this game isn't as combo heavy. Later games in the series have you continuing massive lines, so your score reaches into the 100,000s, maybe even millions. But in this game, manuals don't exist. Reverts don't exist. The only option for you to link tricks together are through the air and grinding. Half-pipes are your friend in this game. Almost every time I arrive in this level, I come to this half-pipe and just do tricks back and forth until the timer is up. It's kind of become my comfort spot. It's so easy to just mindlessly do tricks here. In fact, I'm so used to it, it feels awkward to do tricks anywhere else. Like in the pool here, I feel so weird. I don't like the curves that send me all over it. I want to stay perfectly lined up and do tricks back and forth for 60 seconds. I don't have much else to say about this stage. There's gotta be some spots I can show off. Oh, you can grind the rafters above the iconic half-pipe. It's not really a spot you can hang out in, so I'm not sure that counts. Oh, I remember climbing on top of the commentator's box thing in the remake of this level. That's a chill little spot. It's a bit more awkward to get up there with this game's floatier controls, but it'll make reaching it all the more meaningful. I got this. There we go. The roof is sloped, so you slide right down it. Well, that's kind of a bummer. Editing Preston here with an interesting update. While I was recording footage of me trying to get up there, I actually clipped through the sloped roof and made it inside the box. It feels wrong to be here. I originally closed out this section, disappointed that I couldn't find any cool spots in this stage. But I'd say this classifies as one, even if it's out of bounds. I'll take it. Now we have a stage with a bit more going on. Downhill Jam. This is another stage like Mall. Not a lot of sessionable areas, it's just one long linear path for you to go down. That's not to say there's no weird spots to look at. We can take a couple detours on our trip down. You start off and hold on. Wouldn't be doing my due diligence if I didn't turn around. Yep, okay, everything seems to be in order. Alright, you start off, and there's not a whole lot to catch the eye just yet, though there is a weird little room up there that's super hard to reach. I tried for a bit to reach it, but of course, skill issue. Thanks to Takahashi2212, we have some footage of the room in the Nintendo 64 version of the game. Link to that video in the description. Once you're in, gravity goes completely out of whack. Who knows what's possible in there? Me though, all I can do is observe it from afar. Next little spot isn't too obscure, but I wanted to show it off nonetheless. The rideable area on top of this rock. I don't know about you, but if I were playing this level for the first time, I wouldn't really think about jumping onto this rock. It doesn't really read as rideable for whatever reason. Maybe once you jump off the ramp to activate the valve, you might think about it? I don't know. I kinda like this spot because of that. It's not a huge, mind-blowing thing of like, whoa, you can actually go up here? But it's a tiny little moment of, huh, you can go up here. It just gives you a short, alternative path in future runs. I guess it sticks out to me because I don't really like going up here. It's hard to not end up in a weird position jumping off the ramp at the end. When planning out a mental map of my route through the stage, I rarely include this rock. But it's nice to remember it exists every now and then, so yeah, it exists. Moving on. The next sequence is the most iconic part of Downhill Jam to me. You can ride down this slope and go through the dam itself to get straight to the bottom. Or, you can take a little detour. At the end of this sequence is the secret tape for the level, and I kinda hate doing it in this game. First up are some relatively easy grinds to hit. Then you end up facing this ramp. It's pretty easy to do this gap and end up at the other side. But this is where things get problematic. I hate this spot. There's not many spots I'd say that I hate in games, because how can you hate a little old spot? It's just a collection of polygons and textures. But this particular collection of polygons and textures instills anxiety in me. I fail to make the jump onto this raised rock area all the time, and every time I do, I feel like I have to restart the run. I don't technically have to, I still have enough time to get 1, maybe 2 more attempts in, but the walk of shame back up the slope is so humiliating. You just gotta slowly inch your way back up. It's not even that long now that I'm paying attention to it, but the emotional damage hurts more than anything else. So, after trial and error, I eventually found out that it's pretty safe to jump up from this side. You ride over, do a slightly harder to hit ramp transfer, and you're in the home stretch. You just gotta jump all the way over there. This is another spot that just makes me anxious. It's such a big jump to get over there, and you need a good amount of speed. Eventually, through blood, sweat, and tears, you will make the jump and be able to grind the rail. But I wanted to do something even more difficult. I wanted to just hang out up there. So I spent even more time trying to not only jump over, but slow down quickly enough and not fall off. I don't think it was worth it. I was hoping I could be done with this stage by now, but we have one more difficult spot to reach. Up there. Just like the rock that gave me trouble on the way to the secret tape, I never found a consistent method to reach the rail up there. I had to actually look up a video to see if there was something to collect on that rail. I couldn't remember if there was a goal in this version of the game or the THPS 1+2 remake. Rather than replay the career again, I just looked it up on YouTube and found a video by Crespo PT, linked to that video in the description too. Sure enough, there's an E in skate to get on the rail. And sure enough, he tries and fails multiple times. He spends over a minute just going back and forth in this little section, trying to get enough speed to grind this rail. Thankfully, he does on what very well might have been his last attempt in this session. So I'm not crazy, this jump is just hard to make. Curious to see what the comments were like on a video like this. I scrolled down and, wow, the only comment is about how difficult the challenge is. Couldn't have scripted it better myself. But of course, I'm the tour guide here, and I've done this before, so I needed to get up there myself. After insert number of attempts here, I was finally able to reach it. And I don't know what I expected. Though it does feel kinda special up here. Like this is a truly difficult place to reach. I really am a pro skater. Real quick, I think it'd be super cool if you threw me a buck or two on Patreon. Anything to ease the pressure of the algorithm on the channel will go a long way. If you can't or don't want to, that's fine, no big deal. I'm not your mom, or dad, or father's, brother's, nephew's, cousin's former roommate. I'm just a YouTube guy. You do you. Alright, next up is another competition stage, Burnside. I think this is the stage I'll have the least to say about, because it really is just tiny. There are literally no secret or hidden areas I can show you here. What you see is what you get. I guess the cool sessionable spot is in this pool. You can get a lot of tricks done in here, but that's about it for spots. Though something notable about this stage is that it's based on a real skate park in Portland, Oregon. It's so bizarre looking at this real picture of real-life skateboarders and finding that exact spot in this video game. While the real layout is a bit different from the one in THPS, you can pretty easily figure out where you're supposed to be under this real-life bridge. I love that authenticity. This is one of the few stages in the game that take inspiration from real-life skating locations. I can't imagine what it'd be like to have this game get you into skateboarding in the first place, and then visiting Portland and actually being in this space. That's gotta be amazing. Unfortunately, that's all I got for Burnside, though I think we have some time before checking out the only stage we haven't been to yet. Let's go back to a few stages we looked at in the first video and cover some spots I skipped over. Like the top of the gym in school. It's not really out of the way, considering you have to come up here to get the secret tape, but it does feel kinda special. I talked about in the first video how this game really captured the vibes of being a rebellious teenager. Areas you see every day are recontextualized in a fun way, and the fact that you're able to go on the roof here kinda reinforces that. Schools generally don't let students on building roofs, so the fact that you can not only go up here, but skate around, it's fun. There is a little secret spot here though. Jumping off this quarter pipe puts you on the roof of a walkway between buildings. Nothing up here, no skate letters or anything, just a chill spot. Heading over to streets, I want to show off something towards the beginning of the level. You start the stage on top of a hill, and you can ride this slope down to get into the main play space. But flanking you on both sides are paths you can also take down. If you go straight ahead when you start, you crash through a window and find yourself on some staggered ledges leading down the hill. More than other areas in these stages, it feels like you're intruding on people's spaces here. At the end is another ledge, but this one has a room completely encased in glass. What's that all about? Did they build these only so a skater could crash through them? If so, thanks, it was really fun. Similar kind of thing on the other side of the hill. There's another room encased in glass at the top with no door inside. Once these panes of glass were set up, this room was forever sealed away from the outside world. There is a little 200-point pickup inside, so maybe they wanted to protect that. The secret 200-point treasure of San Francisco. I'll be having that. Say, why do all these ledges have foliage growing off the edge? This feels like something you'd see in The Last of Us. Maybe it's supposed to be planters or something? Alright, final stage time. The only place I haven't covered in this game yet. Downtown. Much like Streets, this is a big stage. I don't have the data to back me up here, but it feels like the biggest in the game. There's a lot of it that feels like dead space though. Like when doing goals and getting a high score, you'll come into the circular area from one of these paths, hang out a bit, do some tricks, and leave out the same way. But there's a whole ass street going around it. I felt no desire to skate back here. There's no goals, no ramps, nothing of interest to bring you along this path during a 2-minute session. You're better off sticking to some quarter pipes elsewhere in the level. What's even back here? A little sign that says CRT? It's probably seen better days considering it's sparking like that. That's it. That's all there is back here. I have to wonder if they had other plans for the stage, because it feels like something's missing. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt there. A lot can change during game development. Towards the end of the loop are some kickers that prime you to jump over a truck poking out of a garage. What about the inside of the garage though? Ever been in there? Kinda cozy. Not sure what the point is, considering there's no door in here, but hey, That's just how PlayStation 1 game worlds be. Not much of interest until we get to the other side of the stage. Just some more kickers and rails on the way there. This is a little bit of a sessionable area. Got a few quarter pipes to hang around. But there's also this building. You can enter it. Pretty unassuming so far. A lot of doors on the second floor though. Maybe this is an apartment complex? Kind of a weird location for that though. I want to go inside one of these and see what it's like. Is that too much to ask? Real quick, I wanted to show off this pawn shop. They have TVs in the window, and the model is just a plain, untextured cube with a video file playing on it. I thought that was hilarious. And there's also a tech deck thing, but I can't make it out that well. Alright, we'll leave the streets and head to the rooftops. The simplest way to reach them is by jumping off this little vehicle and riding through the tunnel. I gotta say, that's a very video gamey solution to the question of how do we get the player on the rooftops. I can't imagine anything like this existing in real life, the way it cuts through this building from the rooftop all the way to the street. But it doesn't let you out at ground level, you still have to jump into it. Bizarre is all. Okay, rooftops. I always thought this greenhouse area was cute. It felt kinda out of place the first time I saw it, because that's a weird thing to throw in the middle of a skating space, right? But I grew to appreciate it the more times I saw this level. Jumping to the next roof presented a bit of a challenge to me, especially because this stage appears early on in the game. You might not have your stats built up as much, so it's physically harder to make the jump. If you think about a heat map over the whole stage, showing off where I've been the most, this roof would probably be the coolest part of the map. It's just that awkward to make this jump early on. But with a full special meter and maxed out stats, it's no problem. A few things to do here. Lots of rails to grind, but none of them really feel good. This rail points you at both edges of the building, so you're probably falling off if you grind from either side. This rail has a cool bend in it, and at least it points you at this rail so you don't fall off. But it doesn't really flow well since it's perpendicular to it. This rail is the coolest because it lines you up perfectly for this kicker to jump off the building and get massive air. But I don't want to do that. I want to hang out up here. So I guess that leaves this pool in the center. I do very much like this spot, especially the tiled texture on the floor here. Most of the city feels dingy, but this texture brings the vibes up just a tiny bit. Wait, why are there street lamps here? Okay, the final spot of the video, and the final spot of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. Back to the greenhouse on the other roof, and just across the street there is a little room. It's just so tantalizing. And why would you even go over there? A pickup worth 500 points? Just do one Benihana and you already have more than that. I know that nothing is waiting for me in that room, but I still just have to get there. So, lining up past the greenhouse, grind the planter, and amazing. The game declares this as the sucky room, but I don't think this room is sucky. This is the cozy room. It's just an empty crevice in a building like 4 floors above the street. And like all other weird spots in this game, there's no doors leading you in or out of here. What's sucky about that? Absolutely nothing. Check out either of these videos up next. I honestly didn't plan to return to THPS after finishing the first video, but I thought it'd be fun to come back and completely cover all the stages in the game. Can't say if I'll do it for future THPS games, but who knows what the future holds. Thanks for watching and see you next time.